I'm going to go ahead and get us started today. I always like to start with why I chose the person I chose. Peter, you are the 3 years and 1 month that I've been doing this. So we are on our third year of this. And so I chose Peter today partially because he is also a co-author in the book that I've talked about before. I love it. We had Julie on last month, which she was
Okay.
phenomenal. So Peter is chapter 18. It's amazing. So if you don't have the book, we can send you a link for a free copy, actually. Um, but anyways, not just because he was a co-author in the book. I wouldn't just have everybody from the book on here. But Peter, I think his business model, his mindset, it all resonates a lot with me and with what I do. Peter, I always do a little homework before I have people come on, even if I know somebody really well. That's part of the job, right? Making
Yeah.
sure that um, I've got a good handle on, what are the interesting things? What are things that maybe I don't know? And there's a lot about you I probably still don't know, but everything I read about you, everything that you post, like it just is so similar to my business and my mindset that, I got more and more excited about having you on as I did a little bit more reading and homework. So I think this is going to be fun and I appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here, and thank you. It's an honor to be here, actually. So thank you for asking me to join.
Thank you. So, for those that don't know Peter, he is out of the Orlando area and focuses really heavily on Lake Nona,
Yes.
correct? He has been recognized by real producers as one of the top producers in Orlando, and he has an average price point of 1.4 million, which if you don't know that area, that's a really high price point. I know some people that are on here are from places like Hawaii and what have you, where that's like the low end of their price point, but for Orlando, that's a huge number. So he's super successful in the luxury arena. So welcome, Peter.
Well, thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
All right.
So how about if we just start? I mean, we're going to get into some of your, the cool things that you do with events and farming and a bunch of different things like that. But how about if we just start with how did you get into the real estate? What led you here?
You know what a Groupon is?
Yes.
Okay, so my wife comes home from work one day with 50% off real estate courses.
Stop, stop,
No.
stop. No, 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 no. I've never heard this one before.
Yeah. So, so my brother and sister, they did real estate part-time, and I was always interested in it. We moved to Lake Nona. We bought a house and moved to Lake Nona. She just came home from work when they 50% off real estate courses, and that's it. Took the class, passed the passed the test the second time. So I failed the test the first time. Got a 73, 2 questions away from passing. Got in my car, screaming in the car, mad frustrated, and redid it. And then October of 2013, I really decided to do it part time. Real estate, took out a few sets of buyer. I just fell in love with the industry. And then I decided I couldn't do, I'm one of those guys that have two speeds in like 0 or 100.
Mhm.
So I couldn't give it my all. And so I asked God if I can quit my job for 10 years to do real estate full time. He said yes. I asked my wife, she said yes. And then January 2014, that's how it all started. I got in real estate
Wow.
2014 full time in January.
Okay. That's a great story. I'm glad I asked that question. A Groupon. All right. You just never know where the signs are going to come from, right?
Correct.
So what did you do before real estate? If
So
you
I, yeah, so I was an electronics components broker. So I bought and sold microchips for about 10 years. And actually, I still hold every single sales record there except for one right now. So 11 years in after, I still hold every single sales record. So I thought real estate is going to be easy, right? When everybody joins real estate, oh, sales is easy. I'm going to do really well. So that's what I did. I was like, let's go all in.
wow. Okay, great. So you had a great sales background actually.
Hmm.
And then you took the leap of faith to do this real estate craziness and you haven't looked back.
No, I have not.
So when
Um,
you first got in, What did you do right away to get started? What did you get into farming right away, or did it take you some time to decide to do that?
So it came in actually backwards in from residential. I started off in commercial real estate because I thought that I could do business to business. That's what I wanted to do. So I joined a team in Lake Nona, and the husband did commercial, the wife did residential. So I learned from both of them, like how to do both sides of the business. But I would say end of 2015, if I had to look at my business, 80% of my business came from residential. And that's where it just took off from there.
Hmm. And,
So,
and what did you prefer about residential over commercial that made you keep gravitating in that way?
well, it was the income, right? It was just where the money was coming from. So it's funny here.
All right, I like the honesty here. Thank you.
Well, how many homes do you think I sold my first year in real estate, Sandra?
Oh, I don't know. The average agent their first year sells five if they're lucky.
Okay, I wasn't lucky. So I only sold two. So
Oh,
right here, I keep it in my office. I keep it in my office at home. I keep it in my office everywhere I go. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it
yeah, we
says
can.
so it's by 1099 2014, $5,684.49.
Wow, that paid the bills, huh?
You won't even know, Sandra. It's going from 10 years of your life, pretty much traveling wherever you wanted, buying whatever you wanted, buying all the suits, shoes. I'm known for my suits and shoes.
Yes,
Um,
we know.
so it was a humbling experience for me, right? Because I think everybody gets in this industry thinking that somebody said matching energy drinks. That's true too. So everybody in this industry thinks that getting in real estate is going to be easy, right? It's going to make a lot of money. They think we're going to free up time. I thought the same thing. I was like, man, this is simple. How hard is it to sell a house? How hard is it to get buyers? How hard is it to get sellers? And it was tough. For me, though, I think making less than $6,000 my first year in real estate was to keep me humble. It's because what I am fortunate and blessed today with is, I'm going to always refer and reference that everything that is the glory of God. And the top of my book stack is the Bible, just so everybody's aware of where I stand on that part. But that $5,984 is our payroll taxes monthly. So where I went from my first year, 2014, to where I am today, I believe that God had to show me, Peter, do the right way, treat your customer correctly, and stay humble. I remember this. I mean, this is everywhere. Every all my offices that I have, my office, I'm at my home office now. But it's just a quick reminder where hard beginnings come, but then it pays off if you do the right thing all the time.
I love that. And on this Zoom, we have people that are brand new. We have people that have been doing this longer than you and me combined.
Mhm.
So it's a great message to the people that are new, that are struggling, who feel like maybe they're ready to give up because they haven't had their big break or gotten to where we are.
Mhm.
So it's a great reminder to them that we all start out at nothing. We all start out in the beginning not making anything, and we've got to work our way up. So I think that's a great message to them. And to those of us who have, found success, that's also a great reminder of where we came from and how hard we worked to get here.
Yeah. So one of the things is, everybody passed the test same way we did, or failed the test like me the first time, or second or third time. One of the things that I do, you ever get a call on one of your listings from a brand new agent, they're green as green can be,
Mhm.
right? And so what I do with these brand new agents, when they call us, and they're putting an offer, we accept the offer, and I'll call you and say, hey, Sandra, I know this is probably one of your first or second transactions, and this is not to disrespect you or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for a transaction coordinator to make sure that we get the inspection periods done, appraisal time done correctly, because my role and job is to get my sellers to the closing table. And I just want to help you out because we were all brand new agents at one point in time. That makes the transaction so much smoother. They're not fighting during inspection period. They're not, because I'm not saying, because we're all green, we're all brand new, but mistakes happen, and you cost a lot of money. If you're dealing with multi-million-dollar properties, we don't get to the closing table. It costs our sellers a move, the movers, the next house they're supposed to purchase. So
Mhm.
I think that always treating other agents, no matter where they are in their career, with respect, because we were all agent one or day one, same time at one point in our lives.
Mhm. And it's so important to remember that. I know some people get a little like, I've been doing this for so long. Why are you not at the level that we're at?
Mhm.
Or why are you not understanding or knowing the process? So I love that you're actually helping them and you're kind of breaking that ice by saying, hey, I understand that you're new and I'm here to help rather than why are you not doing it the right way?
Correct.
That's awesome. So when you and I chatted, and we're going to jump around a little bit here.
No
So
problem.
how my brain works,
Yeah,
um,
we have ADHD. We're real estate agents.
we have to. It's like the law, right? Like we
Yes.
have to have it in order to be successful at this. But when we did our very short pre-call last week, which I thought our Zoom was the next day. That's how much traveling I Um, but luckily it's today, not last week.
Yes.
You said to me that I asked you, what is your superpower? And what you said to me really surprised me because I've never heard it before. Over 3 years of doing this, and your superpower was totally different than anything anybody else has ever said.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said?
Yeah. I show up if I can. Right. So if anybody asked me, so it's funny that we even say this. So I spoke last week in Pompano Beach, and since most of the people are with KW, talk about the drunk monkey. Person that asked me to represent, she's like, she was so afraid to ask me. She was one monkey said, go ask him. One monkey said, no, that's Peter's too high, too big to ever come down here and speak at our event. My superpower is if someone needs me and I can make it, if I can show up, I will do it. I'll just pencil in my schedule. I think a lot of responses is if I was available on my schedule. Same thing with you. I think Aaron wrote. If it's available on my schedule, yes, I would love to, and I'd be honored to do it. And that's what people need in life in general, not even just real estate. If you can just show up for people and actually authentically care for them, it goes further, so much further in life. So I think that's going to be the key to my success. Is the key to my business is showing up for people.
Mhm. So, people often ask me, well, why do you do this luxury Zoom? Why do you teach other people? Talk a little bit more about that. Like, why do we do it?
Why do we share? Because I can guarantee you, everything you built, all the success you've had, you learn from somebody else.
Mhm.
Same with me. I've always been blessed with the best mentors in my life. It's the crazy thing, Sandra. Like joining my first team, I had the best mentors. Leaving that team, my broker was my mentor. Leaving that brokerage, I had the best mentor. I think when you get the people that are at the height of their business, they love to see people win. And that's my excitement now, right? So I think early on in my career, the excitement of the kill, which sounds weird, but go with me on this. The excitement of the kill of the buyers closing, the sellers closing was like that. That's what drove me.
Yeah.
But today, it's more of my agents on my team. Like one of my agents, he is 22 years old. He joined us when he was 19. He's crushing it. He
Mhm.
is he has what over three or four $2 million transaction that has closed at 22 years old. How many people at that age? I mean, I don't even know many agents or 90% of agents that will get $1 million transaction in their whole career. So those are the things that I love to pour into my agents and help them grow. But then also be able to speak on something like this because we get take nuggets and run with them.
Mhm.
And that's how you build your business. I think a lot of times where I'm not afraid to share my business. And it's because another mentor that she spoke when I was at YPN event, she said that there's 100 of you guys here, only one person, 1% is going to take what I say today and go and implement it in their business. That's because so she's not afraid of sharing her business. And that's where I built a lot of my farming around was that conversation. One person said it to me. But that's where I like to share all the knowledge because we didn't invent the wheel for 100%.
We did not. We
Yes.
did not. That's for sure. One thing that I find sometimes when I teach or speak, I remember things that I used to do that we kind of got away from. And I'm like, oh, we should do that again. Do you find yourself doing that
All the time. So I gave away the book, The One Thing. right?
That's one of my favorite books.
But think about the one thing I read it. I read that book every year, over and over again. Because when we first read it as a brand new agent, we weren't successful. We didn't have money. We didn't have capital to build a business, right? So every year you read it over, your one thing changes.
Mm-hmm.
So that the success level changes all the time. So that's where it, our travel in this industry goes further, but you gotta be able to teach. And that's something you say, because someone will say something about the book one thing. I'm like, oh man, I forgot I did that very well. Maybe I should implement that back in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I experienced that a lot. Things that I used to do that I forgot. Um, so I know you're big on relationships. Let's talk a little bit about how do relationships play a part in your business? From everything that I've seen and read and what I know about you, your business really revolves around relationships.
Trust and integrity and authenticity. Because with commission breath, people see it. It's a true thing. Sellers and buyers feel the commission breath. I just want to be authentic as much as possible to everybody because they can feel it. Um, what is it? It's authenticity gives off the biggest vibration of our bodies, and love is second. So if love is second and people feel love, what do you think people can feel authenticity wise? So I try to be authentic and always tell them, if especially in listing appointments, if I wouldn't do it for I just actually did this yesterday. I said if I wouldn't do this for my family, I would never recommend it for you. We're in a bad seller's market right now. You don't need to sell. Let's wait until spring, see how it goes. Or we can do hold your house off market if you want to do that and just do the marketing material early, right? We can't obviously market it out there, but someone asked us in our team that has a house that in our farm that they need, we can sell it. So I think just being authentic is the way I've been able to build relationships. Because
Mm-hmm.
you gotta care. In this industry, you gotta really care. And if you're in this industry just to make money, then you're not gonna do it correctly. You might have good years, but it won't be long lasting.
Right. And so talk to us a little bit more about what have relationships done for you. I think you've gotten some really, really phenomenal deals from relationships, from clients, friends referring you business. Talk a
Yeah,
little
I
bit about.
mean, just what I got a listing from Coach Lou Holtz. Everybody knows Coach Lou Holtz is, right? Hall of Fame coach. That was a relationship through one of the people at my church. It's just because and obviously Lou Holtz knows a lot of real estate agents. He's a very famous guy. And it was just a guy through my church said, hey, my neighbor coach is looking to list his house. It was group text, and there it was. I got the listing. Didn't sell it, but we got the listing. So I want to be transparent about that, right? But
Thank you for the
it's the at
disclaimer.
bats. It's the at bats that we get.
Oh my God, you just said one of my favorite things. My team, they laugh at me. They're like, what does that even mean, at bats? I say that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
So
Peter, our business is very similar.
yeah. So I tell them at bats. I said, you guys are trying to hit grand slams. I just want you to hit the ball. Get to base, right? Because everybody wants to jump in real estate. I want to become a luxury agent. It doesn't start out that way. It took years for me to sell my first $1 million home. My agents on my team are a little different because they are not riding. They are connected to our brand, and
Right.
that's why they're getting the multi-million-dollar listing appointments buyers because they trust us. Now, if you look on Zillow, in our farm, we will sell the most of the $1 million houses. I mean, our farm is 2 zip codes, 32832 and 32827. I drive an 8 mile radius, and I believe that we get at bats of 50% or more of the $1 million listings. And just so everybody here knows, Orlando's MLS average price point is 438,000. So our team's above is about 800 and change. Mine's 1.4. So our team alone is double our MLS board.
Wow, that's impressive. And so you, correct me if I'm wrong, you were very analytical in the way that you approached it in terms of like you specifically are going after luxury properties. You're not leaving it to chance. You're not just sitting there waiting, hoping that you get another higher price point. Like you're purposeful in what you're doing.
Yes, but then I also got into luxury and accident.
Okay, all right,
So
wait,
something same thing with the group
thought
home. But
again. Was there
No,
another Groupon involved?
no, so it wasn't really a group. So Taylor Morrison, I'm not sure if you guys have it down South Florida. So they're a large builder in where I live is called Laureate Park. And they had their model homes where they're with the high end of all the homes. So we had about 6 different builders in there. And I just built, and this actually goes ties into relationships. I just made a great impression on the sales consultant there. She's actually in the book, Karen. I wrote her in our book, and she just said, "I'm off on Thursday and Fridays. I need Peter. I need someone I can trust that would take care of the customers. You know, if they need to talk to the builder, if they need to be let into their house that's being built. Can you do that for me?" So for about 2 years, about a year and a half to 2 years, not 10 to 6 Thursday and Friday, I sat in a model home every week, and that's what happened is now you have customers that are coming in buying the houses. If they couldn't afford that $700,000 house at the time, I was able to take them to the rest of the neighborhood. But if they
Mhm.
were able to afford the 700,000 house, I sold them that house. But what ended up happening that I didn't really understand or didn't even think about is, well, if they're buying a 700,000 house, they probably have a 600,000 house they need to sell to purchase because a lot of people walk into new construction without a realtor. So,
Mhm.
okay, 2 weeks before closing or 2 months before closing, obviously, the sales consultant can't sell their listing, so I did that. But then the return was probably about 2 years later when they bought their $700,000 house. Now it's worth $1 million. They
Mhm.
saw me every day in the model home or when they visit because we just actually the house I'm sitting in right now. I just closed on 3 weeks ago. I was at this house every day, just walking through it, just cause. So I don't. So what happened with these buyers? They would just come to their new home or walk through the model. Say, Peter, can you give us access to the new home? And yeah, I'll just go show it to them and talk to them. Build that rapport and relationship. So I
Mhm.
didn't know what the seed that I planted in those model homes that just sprouted like crazy 2 to 3 years later. I mean, it's just growing.
Mhm.
So
That's a
that,
great story. That's a great story. And I think a lot of us, we don't realize what we could be building for the future. A
right.
lot of times we're very short-sighted. Like we're looking for the low-hanging fruit for today, today, today. We're not thinking about 3 years from now. So that's a great reminder to everybody that what you're doing today is going to grow into the future.
Yes. And I think what a lot of it comes down to is consistency is key, right? I mean, some days I didn't see nobody. Some days I saw 30 people, but majority of the time you saw one or nobody every day. But those Thursday and Fridays, what do you think I did on those Thursdays and Fridays? Lead generated, set up
Right.
my appointments for the weekend. I think if you're able to figure out your time and time block and schedule what you need done, those are the perfect things. Because I think what a lot of agents do today, and even on my team, is they sit at home and sit in the corner and figure out why do I have no business. Just
Mhm.
get out there, go do something different every day.
Yep. And I like what you said about planning also.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people don't plan. They kind of just, like you said, they're sitting there wondering, what should I do? They don't have a plan. Which leads us really well into farming. Farming, you're a big farmer,
And farming,
right?
that's the key.
And
Um,
farming is like the combination of two things we've talked about,
yeah.
planning and relationships.
So another book. Have you read The Seven Levels of Communication by Michael Mayer?
Yeah.
That's where I got it all from. It's just farming the community and just being in omnipresence. So I think in 2024, our team were part of, sponsored through, paid money for 43 events.
43 events. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
So
That's
it's not that
great.
we were actually through 43 events, but let's just say the PTA calls Peter. We need this. Our banners there. One of my agents is out there with a tent and a booth and everything like that. And it's just consistency on farming because it's omnipresence. You want to be everywhere all the time. So I am one of the most famous people within fifth graders because our local elementary school, if you think about it, or there's one of the local elementary school in the car loop. The first banner is ours, the middle banner is ours, and the last banner is ours. So I had a dad said, Peter, like he just met me. He goes, Peter, I think I've known you so long. I have conversations with you every day. I'm just literally like, I've never met you. He goes, every morning I see you 3 times. Every afternoon I see you 3 times. And we have conversations, but you don't know it. But that's just the omnipresence of being farming because you want to be that face. I mean, it doesn't hurt that I'm Asian. I'm kind of short. I wear a suit every day, 6 days a week. Anywhere in Lake Nona I walk to, people are gonna point. That's Peter Luu. That's Peter Luu. Oh, hey Peter, we're thinking about listing or selling our house. We throw um, an Easter egg hunt. Last year was 12,000 eggs
Wow.
in the field. We've been doing it since. We've been doing it. I've been part of this group for the Easter egg hunt since 2015. And then we had a bunch of parents, like I would buy the eggs, parents would fill with candy, and then the community just kept on growing and growing and growing. 2018, all the parents gave up and raised their hand. So I just took over. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna buy all the eggs. I'm gonna throw the event. So we have a DJ, we have the bunny and everything. But kids look forward to it. So imagine 12,000 eggs on a field, and it goes in 90 seconds.
Yeah, it's fast.
It's fast. It's insane. We split it up to 3 ages: 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 7 to infinity. Right. But people look forward to it. People won't go on vacation. Um, one of my people on my team, she's an admin staff, and her kids said we can't miss the Easter egg hunt. So it's always a Saturday before Easter.
Mhm.
And so now the community knows for it, looks for it, and they bring it out. We know we get guaranteed at least 2 contracts within the first 30 days because of that Easter egg hunt.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you've got a well-oiled machine like that where you can predict how much business you're going to get out of it immediately, that's impressive. That's
Yep. Yeah.
consistency.
And it's worth it. So going back to before, I used to just pay for it all. Then my wife joined my team. So she used to work at the hospital. She's the one who bought me the Groupon. We were blessed enough to take her onto the team now. And now she has the vendors paying for it all. So the whole event's paid for. We actually make extra capital and we donate that.
Wow.
So it's one of these things where I'm just a huge believer in giving back without expectations
Mhm.
because it always comes back tenfold. Do you feel that way?
Mhm. Absolutely.
It just comes back somehow, somewhere it comes back, and we just give. Another farming piece that we do is in front of my old house is I have a photo booth on Halloween. I know it takes 1 minute per family to take a photo, and we get their email address. So it's 180 families every Halloween, and
Wow.
that's just consistent. We haven't decided to either rent out our old house or sell it. I can guarantee you this though: it's in the contract, either the lease agreement or the purchase agreement. There will be a photo booth on this corner for the rest of my life.
Wow, that's brilliant because
Yeah.
they have to put their email address in order to do the photo.
To get their photo, yes, 100%.
Peter,
So,
Peter. Wait, I gotta write this one down. That one was brilliant.
yeah,
Okay, all right. See, even I'm learning every day too. I
yeah.
love it.
But then the best thing is not actually the information. It was a mom, and she was a single mom with 4 young children, so they could never get a photo of the whole family together. So they are the first family every year for the last 8 years in front of that photo booth. It's all on her refrigerator every year. So that photo, so that's the heartwarming. That's where the care comes in because I enjoy seeing it. She gives me a hug every time. Maybe this year because I won't be there, she might not give me a hug. But I've seen the kids grow up. Kids are off in college. Some of them are off in college now. So
Oh,
it makes an impact. If you care, the people that you work with will care for you. That's just how it works.
yeah. You're part of their history. You're part
Yeah.
of their growth.
Part of the community and taking it to the next level.
That's
And
awesome.
then one of our last, it's more so jumping off of farming and an event is our Christmas event. Is Holiday on Ice with Santa. We rent out a whole skating rink, and we have the Grinch. We have Santa photos. It can't ice skate. We have about 2,000 people show up to that.
Wow. How
And
do you
that
get that many
event,
people? That's crazy.
yeah, well, it's we. So that event is not for just customers. It's for anybody and everybody. We go open houses. Our agents will have just a flyer, give it out. All the events leading up to Christmas, that we're giving away those flyers. It's just because we're giving back to the community. Because you never know where a deal is going to come from. But it's actually giving back. That's what I love most about everything I want to do is be able to give back to people.
Hmm.
Because some people can't afford to have photos of Santa. Some people's never been ice skating. So we
Right.
just give it away and let it go. So that's part of our farming as well.
That's great. And I love that you give it away at open houses, like you're giving something of value at the open house as well. And it's a great marketing tool. I've not done that, so we're going to add that to our list of things to do too.
Well, let me add one more thing. So this just happened recently. It's so we sponsor like a soccer league, flag football league, volleyball league. I think my wife was all coordinated. Now, like, where do you want your logo? You know, where do you want your logo? Can you want to be the main sponsor? So my agents are out there setting up tents, and then all these kids come out with Peter Lou signature group logos. Like, so my logo is a Superman logo. If you guys never seen it, um, I don't know if you see it.
Okay.
So it's just, so they have this. There's hundreds of kids running around the field with this on the front of them, like probably 300 or 400. So now I have a super team,
What a,
sports team, but
right?
junior league. But we'll get there to a pro league hopefully one day. No, I'm teasing. But that's also farming because imagine your kid is has that logo. So one of them has to choose us to sell their home, right? I mean, it has to happen.
I love that. I'm literally like thinking about it. My kids all played soccer growing up. They're all off now, but they all played soccer growing up. And yeah, if somebody had that on our team, I can totally see that being very impressive.
Yeah, hundreds. I haven't seen it yet in person, so I'm gonna go. I think next Saturday to check it out myself. But it, I didn't do it on purpose, but it feels good.
That's awesome. I love that. Can you please send us a picture of that when you
I
get
I
maybe?
sure will. I'll send it to you to
I
post.
love it. I love it. One thing that I know, you sent me a little write-up before we got on here, and one of the
Mhm.
things that you had on there was it's not about the event itself always, it's about the invite.
Yeah,
A little bit about
Michael
that. I think
Michael Mayer.
that gets lost on some people.
Yeah. So when Seven Levels of Communication. If you guys haven't read it, read it. I read. So that's another book I read every year. Seven Levels of Communication by Michael Mayer. It just shows. So in business, you can either spend a lot of money in marketing or you can get a lot of referral business. Okay, so I learned the invite. So our pie giveaways. Do you do pie giveaways for Thanksgiving at all?
This is our first one ever, 16
Really?
years in, and this is the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
teach me, teach me.
so first year in 2016, where it's like, maybe this pie giveaway, let's just see if it works. I went and bought 25 pies. Only 10 people showed up and I only gave away 10 pies. So I had 15 pies left. And so I have pumpkin pie in my trunk. I'm driving down my neighborhood, just rolling down the window. Hey, do you want a pie? Like, Peter, what? Do you like pumpkin pie? Yeah, I like pumpkin pie. Are you gonna be here for Thanksgiving? Yeah. So I just handed out pies. Last year we gave over 350 pies away.
Wow.
So from 16 to 2024, 8 years. But the pies are specifically for our customers only that have bought or sold with us or referral partners. One thing I want you guys really, really understand is sometimes your referral partner is way better than the one buyer, that one buy, or that one sell. Because most of our sellers are moving out of state. Your referral partners are going to be key to your success because they're going to be your biggest cheerleader.
Mhm.
So we know that we give pies away a Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so I can never go out of town before Thanksgiving. But it's invite. You invite 700 people, only half will probably accept, maybe, but usually it's like 20, 30%. And out of 20, 30%, all of them show up as about 10%. But imagine do you get excited when you get a wedding invitation
Of
or a
course.
birthday? Yeah, or a birthday invitation, right? Because Peter thought about me.
Mhm.
Peter wants me to invite me to the birthday party. Peter wants to invite me to this. Peter wants me to invite to Pi Day. Peter wants to invite me to Holiday and Nice. Peter wants to invite me to this. So it's just the invitation that counts, right? Because it shows that you do care. If they can or cannot make it, it doesn't matter, right? Or the special invite to our 10-year anniversary party. So create small events. And, I think a lot of people are hearing, wow, Peter gave away 300 pies. Oh, Peter also only guy gave away 10 pies, right? So don't have to make it huge. Just
Right.
make it important to you where you make your friends. I don't like calling them my customers, right? So your friends feel important.
Mhm.
I think it's also the invites, and it also gives you a reason to call or send an email, or
Right.
so like my team has prepped all the way up to Christmas right now. So this is the season where we're prepping, or we have. So we also it's called Laureate Park Boo Bash, right, for Halloween. Hey, we're gonna have Laureate Park Boo Bash by Laureate Park Elementary, right? We just want you to put so the call goes like this. Hey Sandra, it's been a while. I just want you to put on the calendar that we have 3 events coming up: Laureate Park Boo Bash, our pie giveaway, Thanksgiving pie giveaway, and our Christmas holiday on ice. I'm gonna send you a text with all 3 dates, and then the Eventbrite's gonna be there. So you put it in your calendar. Sandra, I remember last year you said, I wish you had told me sooner. So now I'm telling you in September.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
that's the call. That's the contact. You're really doing something instead of, hey Sandra, do you know anyone who buy, to sell, or want to invest in real estate? I hate those calls so much. Those are so annoying. It works. Trust me, they do work. But the better phone call is, hey, do you want to come to our holiday and ice party?
right, right. And how, other than the phone call and a text, are you sending out invitations any other way? Because you seem to have a really good, really high rate of response of people actually coming.
So so one of our assistants, we have it's a drip campaign. We send out newsletters, so it's just consistent. So newsletters. If you guys are not doing newsletters, I suggest you do, but make it have content about the community. But we just consistent. Consistency is key,
Mhm.
and I think my team saying for this year is we're just consistently consistent, because this market is different. You agree? This market is
Yeah.
weird,
Oh, 100%.
right?
100%.
Our team don't like we don't do this and we don't do that. We just check along. We're just consistently consistent doing what we've been doing. We do try new things,
Mhm.
but does it work? I don't know, but we know what has worked, and we just stay within that.
Right. Peter, we're exactly the same way. And whenever people ask me, what's the key to success, I always say it's consistency. You could do one thing, I could do a different thing, but it's being consistent about it. So totally on the same page with you.
Yeah.
And I agree doing the same thing over and over. Some people think it's kind of boring, but it gets the job done and you learn what works and you stick with it. And we tweak here and there a little, we add a new, like we're trying the pie giveaway this time.
Mhm.
Um, we try to adjust as the market has been doing crazy things, and what used to work may not work as well. So now we have to add new things in. But it's definitely the consistency. I'm 100% on board with you on that one.
So when did you start inviting people for pies?
When did we start? So we do a newsletter also, and so
Mm-hmm.
we put it in our newsletter. What month are we in now? October, in
October.
September. We started
Yeah,
in September.
that's the perfect timing. And we always do the 2 days right before Thanksgiving. Okay,
And
another tip for your pies. So I don't know where you buy your pies, but I'm gonna tell everybody we buy our pies from Costco. They're huge. They're gigantic. First year I ever tried any of my pies was last year because my son loves apple pie, and it was great and it was amazing. But we send them, say, do you want apple? Do you like pumpkin or apple or both? So if you buy from Costco, they won't label if you buy the quantity that we did. We put our own labels on it, and we also say, hey, can you give us a 5-star Google review? QR code.
I'm sorry, say that again. I missed
So
it.
we create our own labels, say
Yeah.
thank you from the Peter Luu Signature Group, but then on that label it says please give us a 5-star review in Google.
Ah, and it
So
works. People
it
actually
works.
do it.
I mean, not a lot, but one or two or 10 is better than zero.
Yeah, it adds up
It's
after year, event after.
correct.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so we have our own customized pie labels now.
I love it. I
And so
love
people think I actually bake the pies, which I do not bake anything.
it. Yeah, that's funny. All right, all right. So I think we've got I'm going to just jump over here before we get too far away to the
Mm-hmm.
chat. I think we've got a couple of questions in here. So let's just hit on them. I'm very looking forward to seeing. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh, how did you get in touch with the builder to build the report?
I just visited. So one thing is, I actually asked her because I started noticing they were closed on Thursday and Friday, and I asked, I said, "Do you need help here?" And she's like, "Yeah." But this remember, I was so brand new to the business, she didn't trust me. She never sold the house. But consistency is key. I would go visit Karen every week to say hi, just looking at her model and just hanging out with her. And she actually became one of my best mentors. But I just ask. In life, I teach my children this: is if you don't ask for it, you're never gonna get it,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't hurt to get a no. I hear no's all day long. It's okay. I love hearing no's because after the first 10 no's, you can get one yes. That's amazing. So that's
Right.
how I did it. I just asked if I can help. I came from contribution.
Awesome. And you were persistent. You kept at it until the answer was yes.
Correct. Yeah.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. All right. The name of the book, please post the book link. What is the name of the book? I think that
It's
might,
our book. The secret. Secrets of top
oh,
luxury agents.
my
And that's
my
what that.
assistant posted it. Thank you. How did you, okay, what is the name of the, what is, a lot of the, oh, I think they were also asking about the 7 levels of communication book. Do you also get listings that are not $1 million home? That's a
We
question.
do everything. We do, yes. Okay. So I would say million dollar plus listings are gonna. So our area is, you guys got to think, Orlando just doesn't have a lot of high end properties. Our zip code does really well. Our two zip codes does very well. But we take everything and anything. So one thing is, I'm never gonna care. I would take any listing and any buyer for our team. I'm never gonna care about what someone's in someone's bank account. Never care. It's just
One because
I will always take care of all customers
the one
as
is the el más grande, the big one. Right. Props.
Marco.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Um, let me. We're gonna run. So you want to hear why I actually wanted to do real estate as well?
Yes, tell us.
Because so I'm a Florida Gator fan. I graduated from the University of Florida. Before we were moving to Lake Nona, we started looking at houses. I came into a model home with shorts, flip flops, and a Gator jersey, right? And we walked in, and the agent, the sales consultant on the phone, was on the phone, and she just, she just waved at us and just told us to go look. So we toured it. When we got back down from touring it, she said the paperwork's right there if you guys are interested. And didn't get up, shake our hand, and said nothing. Didn't. It was because the perception of us not being able to afford that house. It was a
Mm,
that made me so angry. I stopped. I went back to Melbourne because I was living in Melbourne at the time. I left my wife because she was working in Orlando. I said, I can't do that. I'm just going to watch the Gator game and go drinking. And because I was so mad and angry, I never ever want any of our customers to be felt or treated that way because of what's in their bank account. Never ever. I think if you guys are chasing just only millionaire listings or high end buyers or sellers, you're doing it wrong again. You got to be able to we got to have heart in this industry. You got to really care. I had just a tangent off is we were selling $180,000 condo in Orlando, and they were doing this down payment assistance program. It didn't work out, and the lender failed and bombed. And so the young lady's stepfather called me. He goes, "Hey, Peter, I'm Emily's stepdad. I know she really wants a condo. I know that you guys couldn't. The loan failed and we're out of contract. I'm gonna buy this for her cash." I'm like, "Wait, why didn't we do this from the beginning?" I'm like, "Mark, why? What's the disconnect?" And I'm confused. He goes, "Well, she wanted to do it on her own, and we were gonna let her do it on her own. She didn't want our help, but now she needs our help, so we're gonna step in and help her." Great, we closed and everything. Mark wanted a house in South Florida. He saw it on Zillow. He said, "I want this house." I said, "You need to come see it?" "No, I like it. I think I need to do it. It's only a year old. It's 2.2 million. Here's the cash offer. Can you just go down and take a video for me?" Did that. Got a $2.2 million sale because I treated his daughter and him with respect. And because you guys never know, you guys never know who you're helping. That's the thing.
right.
The funny saying is, the guy, if you walk into a nice restaurant, the guy in the cut up shorts, flip flops, looks like the bum. It's probably the richest dude in there, not Peter Luu in the suit. I can guarantee you that. And that's a true statement. You never know who you're helping because you never know when that is going to unfold. So
Absolutely. And sometimes it's the least expected that turns out to be the best and the most, and that continues to give back to you over and over and over.
correct. I'm going to jump into something about expectations. I know I mentioned it earlier. I don't have expectations out of anyone. Not my wife, not my kids, not my team, not my customers. The reason why I don't have respect or expectations for anyone because they're always going to let you down. Someone's always going to let you down because no one's perfect. The only person I have expectations from is myself when I wake up and go to bed. Did Peter do what he was supposed to do for his family or for God, his family, and his business today? Did I now wake up? Okay, if I didn't do it yesterday, what am I do different today to meet that expectation though? For yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be key. And I think it's where a lot of people are hard is my agent, if you're a team leader, my agent's not door knocking. My agent's not doing open houses. My agent's not making phone calls. That's fine, right? You can control what you do, but not what they can do.
Mm-hmm. That's hard.
And it's very hard. Oh,
It's hard.
it is. It's tough, but it comes with grace. But then also I teach them: do you want to think that you can't pay the bills in 2 months?
Right.
Right? If you don't do the consistent things you do every day, you might have 3 closings this month, but if you don't have 3 closings the next 3 months, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Okay, back to the questions really quick.
Yes.
You market specifically for the Asian community. I'm an Indian agent, and my 90% of my clients are Indians. She hosts
No.
some. No,
No,
no.
I don't work with. So I'm half Vietnamese. Culturally wise, we're Vietnamese. I do not work with. Uh, this is recorded. I'm gonna say it anyways. In my culture, in a lot of Vietnamese people, they ask for your commission. They want 50%. No, I charge my brothers and sisters 100%. But more than anything else, I'm not sure who asked that. Is I would say I'm more American or American Asian than Asian American because I've been here my whole life. I was born in a Malaysian refugee camp and I've been here since I was 2 weeks old. So my customer base is mostly everything but Asian.
All right, thank you for your transparency. I like
Yes.
that. Somebody's asking newsletters, printed or email?
Email. Newsletters gets printed, it gets expensive if you do that because you got to have a data. Our database is about 30,000 people. So we send out a newsletter to them. For farming, we're going to jump into printed. I do use this thing called therealauthority.com. What it does is an envelope, and it comes in every bi-monthly, and it's about $1 each envelope, but it shows statistics of what's sold this year and what's sold last year. That's how we get a lot of our listings is because of the Real Authority. So if you guys want to use it, it's called therealauthority.com. Also, I think you do get a discount if you tell them Peter Luu sent you, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But we've been using that since 2016. One of my mentors told me that in Lakewood Ranch, God bless you, Jim, he's passed away. He said, I asked Jim, I said, why are you dominating Lakewood Ranch? How have you been dominating this? The Real Authority. And so you pick a community, 100 houses, 500
Mhm.
houses. Our farm in Laurel Park's 3,000 homes. I spend 6 figures on this every year by monthly mailing since 2016. Well, it's obviously not 2016, it's spending 6 figures, but today we are.
Right, right.
You know,
So you're doing both. You're doing both
everything.
print and email.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Give us a, somebody's got to go to an appraisal. I hope that it turns out well. All right. Anybody have any other questions? If not, I will ask more questions because I always have more questions. Anybody? Nobody's got more questions.
The Real Authority. So the THE Real REAL Authority AUTHORTI.com. So yes, the Real Authority. So you have to pick your county, then you pick your subdivision. You could only be the only agent in that subdivision. So that's where it helps us a lot because they're getting that mailer every month. And if you do choose it, it costs money, you guys. So I'd rather you do sweat equity instead of spending money. But if you do use it, do not quit until you at least 6 a year. I give it a minimum of a year. It takes consistency of them seeing your face, your brand, for a year for them to call you. And then randomly when we do business, I've chose this one community that had 15 homes in Winter Park. It's just a higher end area of Orlando. And that's a good ROI question. So it cost me $1 a piece. So 15, so what's that? 15 times 6, 70, $80 that whole year. We got 3 lots and a house on it, and we made 180,000.
Wow,
So
that's ROI.
that one will last forever. My ROI on my main farm, which is Laureate Park, I just need 3 sales to pay for all of Rural Authority for a whole year.
For the whole year, you mean for like your whole lifetime?
Well, 3 a year to pay for the whole year, just with the ROI. You have to make it investment. I do think if you do choose that route to use the Rural Authority, it has to be in your farming area. You can't choose something that they don't know who you are. Right? You got to be able to have some type of presence, omnipresence, or something in that area, but do not give up after 6 months. Give it a year. If it didn't work out, some reason it didn't work out, I don't know why. But if you give up, you wasted money and threw it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Peter, I love what you said, sweat equity. I'm a newsletter person, that's the core of my business too. And when I first started, I would hand deliver it on rollerblades around the entire 1,855 homes. I was in good shape then.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot then, but
Yeah.
I'm glad. I was so happy when the community said, you can't do this anymore. Like the HOA came down on me. They're like, you see that no soliciting sign? Yeah, that's you.
And that was another agent. That wasn't
That wasn't me. They look like me, but it wasn't me.
No. What I'm saying is another agent complained. It wasn't the
Oh
HOA.
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. But I got away with it for like 3.5, 3, 4 years. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
I did a lot of rollerblading in my days. But that basic bottom line for everybody on here, some people don't have the money to do uh, the real authority. So you hand deliver it. You can go out there, do the old fashioned way and do it, one by one. I got to the point where I did it myself, and then I hired kids that would go and put it on the front doors. Some kids weren't as good as others. Sometimes you'd find a stack of them somewhere, but for what I was paying them,
Yeah.
it made sense. It was still a lot cheaper than the mail. So there's definitely ways to get creative and do these things without breaking the bank.
I think a lot of people I run into, coach and train around the nation, is they ask me how are you consistent in your team building, right? How do you keep the agents on your team? What are the values you give your team? For me, is I always took money. I still to this day, all the money goes back to the company. All of it. I think in 2019 was the first time after selling 50 million that year. In 2018, 2019, I took a little bit extra to take my family to Hawaii, but it took that many years, 6 years, for me to take extra money out, aside from my salary, to take my family on vacation, because you got to build a foundation for your company. We are business owners. We're not real estate agents. You guys are entrepreneurs, but you guys are business owners. Build a foundation for your company where it withstands highs and lows, right? Because everybody could have sold a home in the pandemic. Everybody was able to list a house. It was just selling off. Now it takes skill set to sell a house, right? You're sitting on the market for X amount of time. It takes skills to do that. But I think what people are just giving up because they think it's so easy. But you got to build your company.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's a much, or at least for us, some parts of the country aren't struggling as much as we are here in South Florida and Central Florida. But it's definitely a skills market for sure. And the agents that came in during the pandemic, this is hard for them.
It is. They don't know what to do, right? And I guess, well, this leads into something else that I'm gonna get personal. You cool with that, Sandra?
I'm super cool with that.
Okay, so imagine getting married in 2012, spend money on the wedding, buying a house 2013, 2014, you're quitting your full-time job of 10 years. Same day you quit your job of 10 years, you find out you're having your first son.
Wow.
June and July 2014, imagine being broke. Imagine being a failure. Son, one house, $2,000 what I made that year, or so far into that year. And being scared, being depressed, feeling a failure. be like asking God, why would you tell me to give my job of 10 years to do real estate full time? All I heard from God that day, every day I was crying in my room. My wife's at work because I can't show my pregnant wife that I was depressed and sad and a failure, right? Because we're men. We don't do that. I asked God every day. All he did was say, stay the course, stay the course. So the darkest, everything I've been through my entire life, I grew up in Section 8 housing. I've done a lot of partying, a lot of stupid things in my life. But the two darkest months of my life was June, July 2014. I had $1 million life insurance policy on me. I thought that my unborn child and my wife was going to be better off without me.
No.
Yeah. So I'm bringing this up for anyone that's on this call. If you feel like you're failing, you feel like it's tough, it is, but it's okay. There's going to be a better side out of this. Everybody goes through it. Don't judge your inside with judging people's outside. That's one of the bold laws. And it's okay. If you guys need to get a hold of me, and it's Peter Luu Signature Group, Instagram, find me, message me, we can talk. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk to me. Don't be locked in a corner in a room feeling a failure and that you're going to give up in life, because it's not good. So obviously I didn't give up in life. I stuck through it. And today I'm blessed beyond measures. But I'm just telling you guys out there, just keep on going.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Peter. I'm sure that was very challenging, and look how far you've come. Like, you're a great role model for everybody.
Thank you.
Uh,
Anybody got any questions?
okay, do we have any other questions? One other question was, when did you decide to grow your team?
I did it out of necessity. So when I was on the other team, I left and I I had to get an assistant. That was the first step, getting the right assistant. And I couldn't afford her. It was probably like a 45 grand salary. I was like, man, I can't afford this. But I think I can afford whatever divided by 12, 4 grand a month, right? It's like, all right, let's just hope we have some closings. So I actually gave her a lower salary, I think, but a higher transaction, or every deal would close. So that was 2016. I hired her first. And then probably 3 months later, we hired our first buyer's agent. And in 2016, we hired our second buyer's agent. I can tell you, running a team is not easy, and it is way less profitable. If I sold 40 million by myself, me and my family would be way better off financially, right? Instead of selling 80 million as a team or 100 million as a team, because all the marketing and overhead costs. But it takes a lot of actually loving your teammates, your agents, because they are my family now. Every single one of them. Even if they're no longer my team, I still love them to death. But it's taking care of them and being able to see them succeed. Because if you start a team and you want your agents to have a better life, that's how you're going to be successful. Like Andres, the 22-year-old kid I was talking about, already bought his first investment property at 21 a year ago. He's on his second one soon, probably in the next couple months. So that if you go into creating a team to better other people's lives instead of your life, I think you can have a very successful team. It might not be true, might not be fact, but that's how I created my team.
I love it. And that's it. That's 100% where I'm at too. I think that I get more satisfaction out of watching others grow and succeed. And I had the same thing. I had a very young agent who started with me, and 12 years later, he's still with me and just crushing it.
Yeah, there you go. It's if you're excited and you enjoy people winning, that's what I enjoy. I love to see people win. I don't care what brokerage, I don't care what company you're with. I highlight and love everybody because this is a tough industry.
It is.
And then when you get hired in this industry, there's more people that want to see you fail. A lot. I know you felt that, Sandra. So
Yeah. Well,
well,
Peter, thank you so much. I want to
you're
be
welcome.
respectful of everybody's time, but thank you so much for being here. Do you want to give a phone number or an email address for people to reach out to you, especially if they have referrals for you?
Yes, so it's Peter.Luu, Luu, at peterluu.com.
Awesome.
Yep.
Or
And then if you guys need me, um, it's Peter Luu Signature Group on Instagram. I can't add any more friends on Facebook. We're at the 5,000 limit, so I'm sorry. But you can follow me on Facebook. It's Peter Luu. But if you're hurting, if you're sad and depressed, I am here for you.
Peter, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody else being here today. And seriously, Peter does mean it. If you need him, reach out. If you need me, reach out. We're happy to help in any way that we can.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you so much,
Have a
Sandra.
great day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.